was in a car like this 1930 Fleetwood Roadster that Cadillac would introduce the ultimate, the V16 engine. Only Marmon would try and duplicate it, only Peerless would try but fail miserably and only produce one car. Who would have thought that 2,800 V16s would have been sold in 1930, a year after the Great Depression started? Well, I guess people didn't realize how devastating it really would be, because it would take another 7 years before Cadillac sold even another 1,000 V16s. Well, the engine is impressive to look at. One of the things that Owen Nacker, who was the engineer that designed the V16, was a real stickler about was its appearance. Not only did the engine have to run perfectly and have lots of power, it had to look the part. And he did this. He porcelainized both the intake and the exhaust manifold. He put these beautiful rocker covers over top, and he actually hid some of the plumbing and the wiring underneath this valley here. He put a tin piece with the Cadillac logos on the knurled nuts that would hold it in place. His attention to detail didn't just stop on the engine itself. Look at the rad hoses. They were fluted hoses to make it look prettier in here. And of course, the thing ran whisper quiet. That was one of the trademarks of the V16. Well, I'll tell you one thing for sure. You realize right away, this car absolutely is the biggest car I think I've ever driven. Matter of fact, up until 1934, it was the biggest car ever produced anywhere in the world. With a wheelbase of 154 inches, it really needed the V16 to push it down the road, or pull it down the road. But what a wonderful car to drive. The V16, I mean, not only was it a powerful engine, a beautiful engine, aesthetically, I mean, it's got to be one of the prettiest motors out there, but it also had this smooth, elegant power almost. You know, it wasn't outrageously fast, but it did propel a 6,000-pound, that's the weight of 3 Cobras, down the road to 100 miles an hour back in 1934. Pretty impressive feat. What an elegant car to drive. It's the only way you can describe it. Well, I can picture why the original owner had the car shipped to Paris twice to tour around the French countryside. And I can see why Tom Barrett owned the car and Bill Parfait owned the car at one time, noted Cadillac collectors. The car, its presence is overwhelming. Over 20 feet long. It's got some great items on the car first. It's got the energy-absorbing bumpers. It's got the caps covering the wire discs. It's got that swoopy look, and of course, it's proportioned beautifully with the Fleetwood Victoria body. And in 1934, only 56 V16 Cadillacs were built total production. Fleetwood Victorias, only one was built. That's right, that's the only one in the world. So put together the pedigree, the condition of this car, and of course its styling and the fact that it's a V16, car's arguably worth $1 million, and what a piece of history.